And we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tarot Today. Mary and Dax live. Hey, Mary. How
Hey,
you feeling?
Dax. Hey, everybody. I'm feeling better than I should. I feel like I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. Kind of sore. Just watching the bruises look more disturbing, but structurally
And
it's
more
sound.
disturbing and more disturbing. What? No.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
doing good. Thanks for asking.
for those that don't know, Mary had a little spill.
Yes. It was
Yeah.
not cool. It was a dog wreck. I was like trying to grab hold of my dog and she slipped through my hands and I just went plummeting.
Oops. Oops. So Tarot Channels is in there. I think that's Vita. Hi, Vita.
Oh, hi,
And
Vita.
she put 3 roses for you, Mary.
Oh, thank you, Vita. That's
Yep.
sweet.
So Mary is here. She's not on camera. That's why. But I made this little scene here with the Tarot Today logo bigger so you can at least see Mary.
Yeah,
And
I'll be back
Laura
on cam next Saturday. I'm pretty sure
on
I won't look
Saturday.
so crazy. Yeah.
Well, folks, I told Mary, put on those big giant sunglasses and the scarf and the hat and the floppy hat, dim the lights a little in the studio. No one's going to know, they're going to think you're
Yeah.
just being the mysterious reader,
Yes. Oh, there's a character.
Yeah.
The
And we got
mysterious
some of
reader.
our other members. So Vita's a member and Laura's in there and
Hi,
Pele.
Laura.
Hi, Pele.
Taylor.
Laura says, ouch, by the way. And she says, hi, Dax and Mary. Mary, I hope you are healing well. So
Oh,
heal up.
thank you.
Heal
Yes.
up.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
healing.
You feel like you're healing? That's good.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, it's like now, it's kind of a weird thing, but maybe everybody thinks about it. But, it's like now that, kind of after the trauma, then you see like the bruises like really start to form and change and everything. And it's weird. It's like it reminds you that healing isn't always a very attractive process, that sometimes it can be, sort of an ugly thing even. And sometimes that can kind of confuse us, right? And
Mhm.
and also, I mean, man, I just had the thought this morning. I'm like, wow, I'm kind of more resilient than I thought I was, and so and sometimes to me that's like we don't discover that unless something comes up that calls upon that from us. So who knows? That might be a message for people listening too. That you know you're more resilient than you think you are, and sometimes things look worse than they are.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Glad you're here. Typing in the chat here, we got Laura says that's an excellent point, by the way. And
Oh,
Vita
thanks.
says, I hope people are waiting on you, Mary.
Oh, you and me both, Vita. Yes, it's like peel me the grapes.
Oh, well,
The
earlier
giant
when we
palm fronds fanning me. I would love that.
were in the green room, I was saying, you got to tell Perry to stop beating on you. And Mary,
Yeah.
Mary said, oh man, I should be milking this, domestic abuse.
Yeah, something terrible happened, but no, it's interesting, and of course, domestic abuse isn't funny, but in the
No,
idea of this crazy relationship and life I live, it is kind of, you
mm,
know, you know,
absolutely. So
it-
what is that? Oh, Laura put in 3 bunches of grapes for you. There you go.
yeah, yes, yes,
Rip
bring
in the-
me grapes. That's what I
oh
need.
my gosh. So we're going to have fun today. I don't know how many people are going to come and chat, but this is our our Monday show, we're here every Monday and Saturday on YouTube. On Saturday, we also simulcast on Blog Talk Radio. It's on the Psyche Talk Radio network that we've had since 2015. Maybe a little later than that. Anyway, there's been so many iterations, but we've been on the air, at least I've been on the air nonstop for 13 years. We're in the 14th year now. But here on Monday, it's all about our YouTube followers. So we are not simulcasting today, so don't call in. And you could still get a mini reading though, just in the chat, let us know. Say, hey, pull a card for me.
Yeah.
And if you have a very specific question, type in the question, and you don't have to get on a list or anything. The chat is the list, folks. We've been trying to train everybody since we started doing the lives. We don't do lists like other people, other channels. So just go ahead and type in, please pull a card for me if you just want something general, or if you have a specific question, we'll pull some cards on that. We're going to look at the numerology and tarot cards of the day. The other thing that I wanted to mention before we get to the numerology and the cards of the day, Mary, is that we are the official broadcast of the Tarot Guild. If you haven't joined, come over to the website. It's free to join, thetarotguild.com. And this is the place where we're live. I mean, you've got the director of communications, the vice president, Mary, you've got me. Any questions you've got about tarot, numerology, and so forth in general, but also if you have questions about membership in the guild, the Tarot Guild itself, how long we've been around, what we've been doing, maybe you're really new, professional tarot reader certification, our tarot and numerology course, learning to read tarot and numerology, any questions along those lines, how the law of attraction works, crystals, Reiki, Mary's got that all covered. Hypnosis, NLP, I've got that covered. So yeah, we are at your disposal. This is your 100% free live Q&A every Monday and Saturday. I mean, it's doesn't get better than that. So Vita says, Dax, am I able to go back through my numerology course? Is it lifetime access? Great question, Vita. Thank you for that one. Yes, it is lifetime access. You can take the course is actually called Tarot by the Numbers. And that's because I break down the tarot cards by the numbers on the cards and teach numerology and the energies of the number, each number along with the cards. So you go through all 78 cards plus numerology. I've also thrown in some sacred geometry and some other things, the elements and all that stuff. And so by the end of the course, you can do a full numerology chart for your clients, do numerology for family and friends, pull cards for yourself and friends, as well as become a professional reader as well and get certified. And you can always go back and take aspects of the course. The outline is there on the thetarotguild.com/learn. So if you don't remember, just click on the where it says my mind is blank, Mary, the course outline. There's a link. So just go there and click that, and you can see which module talks about which aspect or which cards or what have you. And it's very easy on the group on the website, thetarotguild.com, to just go back through different modules and things like that. Have had a lot of that recently. Leslie, one of our members, just got certified as, she's in Australia, by the way. She just got certified as a numerologist. A lot more of our students get certified as a reader and don't bother getting certified as a numerologist. You don't have to, but she went through the whole process, and now she's about to do her test reading for the CTR, which is the Certified Tarot Reader, Professional Tarot Reader certification. and we're going to do it on a Zoom call. But right now we're working on logistics, Mary, where it's like, okay, you're in Australia, it's 9 a.m., which is what, 3 or 4 p.m. over here the day before. And yeah, so we're
Yeah.
working that logistics out right now. Any other questions in there? Cool. I'm going to dive deeper. Do it. Do it. Any new workshops coming up? Laura asks. Thanks, Laura. Gosh, we just did one in December. We didn't do any in January. There was way too much going on. Well, we have to look into that because we don't have anything scheduled right at the moment. But hey,
No.
here's your opportunity, right, Mary? They can ask us.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd love to know like what you're interested in because we have a lot of proposed workshops that we've all talked about on the staff of doing, and a lot of it's timing because it's also starting up, you know, with some of our elder members, that
Mm.
lecture and travel and stuff. We got to look at scheduling and everything. But what subjects do you want to know about, and also look at the ones that we've already done in case you missed any of those. I think Sharona did a couple, one on Kabbalah and tarot, one on astrology and tarot. But those are kind of you know great fundamental ones. I did something on something. I don't even remember,
You
but
did
there's a
like
whole
3
bunch
of
that
them.
I feel like I did, but I want to know what people want to know. Like,
Mm.
what's your blind spot when it comes to tarot?
Oh
When
yeah.
do you wish that you knew more? Uh, you know, did you wish you knew more about numbers? Any of the correspondences in tarot that we have, like
Yeah.
astrology,
What are you really
like
confused about?
Kabbalah. What's confusing you? Do you have trouble
What's a
with the
block?
court cards? Sometimes court cards tend to be one that people really kind of get hung up on. And I don't think we've done one on that.
Yeah. And growing old with purpose is in there. Just want to say shout out to Rosie, and Laura
Hi,
said hi to
Rosie.
her. I love how we have like a community, Mary, going on these Monday and Saturday lives.
People, community
Yeah,
cards conversation. That's our tagline at the Tarot Guild.
that's right. That's right. Great
Or is
questions
it
coming in.
good?
Yeah. Yeah. So Rosie asks, how long does the course take? Well, it's completely self-paced. You can take as long or as short amount of time as you like. I mean, you can go through the whole course in a couple, 2 or 3 days, really. But if you don't have that kind of time, maybe on a weekend you could go through, but if you do like half hour, an hour a night, it might take a few weeks to go through the whole thing. There's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. And I want to redo the course and kind of like how we are right now, uh, on like a Zoom or whatever, and do it live and re-record the modules, modern, and some of that stuff I recorded in 15, and I look different, and new information, also get
Mm.
feedback from, I pre-recorded a lot of that, Mary. We did a couple of them live, but most of it was pre-recorded modules, and I'd love to
Yeah.
do it live and have people ask questions and delve into things that wouldn't that I wouldn't think of myself while I'm
Yeah.
doing a pre-recorded course. Yeah. And then wait, I think it took me 6 weeks to go through mine. Okay, so when Laura went through the course, it took 6 weeks. Rosie says, my blind spot is remembering all the meanings. Is there any memory
Ah,
tricks? Well,
yes.
yes, there's lots of memory tricks. In fact, the way I teach it in the course, Tarot by the Numbers, is a memory trick. Uh, Learning the energies of the numbers, and then you know what the elements mean. And then, so if you have the one of coins, you have the ace of pentacles, you have one earth, you see. And it kind of helps out to learn the numbers and to break it up by number. And then you start to see also correspondences and things. When I lay out the magician card and the four aces, and things just start to make sense, that's one thing. But just mnemonics, and you could just go on YouTube and watch some videos on tricks for memorization. But what I
Yeah.
would say is don't try to memorize everything right away. Try to, look at the picture, what's going on in the picture, and then read the book meaning, quote unquote, or what I say in the course, whichever way you're learning, or maybe you're doing both. And then, okay, so how does what's going on in the image here and what people are saying about the card, how does that fit? And once you make that connection, you're going to remember that, 10 of swords, you know.
Yeah.
That's my suggestions. Mary, what do you got?
I when I teach like to a group, um, you know, I always start. It's a little bit different from Eden Gray's version, but I always start with the fool's journey. For teaching the major arcana, especially, because for me, it's like it's story, and it's story with the working with the Rider Waite Smith with the illustrated pips. I mean, it's definitely story, and to me, it's like
Oh, yeah.
story is like fundamental to like the human experience. I mean, we've always told stories, we've always had that tradition of storytelling, and stories stick with us. It's also what we teach in media training in Hollywood, is teaching people, you know, have a good story, find your story, that kind of thing. And there's stories in every single one of those cards. And I found that the story of each card, just the essential basics of what's happening in each card, um, really sticks with people. It sticks with me,
Yeah.
so then you just relate it. And also, it's how you approach um, the readings. It's not just memorization; it's also reading style. I think is key part of remembering what all the cards mean. Because if you start with the question, if you're not
Hmm.
just like looking at cards randomly, like they exist in a vacuum separately or something, but you start looking at it from the perspective of like, how does this card, and yeah, if you're working with a book or you're taking a course, taking Dax's course, somebody else's, whatever, you always have to say, how does this answer the question that I just asked? You know, how does it relate? It's like, hey, am I going to love my new house that I just moved into? And you pull the 5 of cups. Yeah, it doesn't, you just look at the story the card is telling you in the imagery, and yeah, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be let down. It's not the end of the world, but it's not also perfect. And,
Hmm.
it's a reminder that everything doesn't go perfectly. And we have those, and I
Oh, yeah.
love the idioms when I can use an idiom like don't cry over spilled milk.
Hmm.
I think that's a great memorization too. I did
Oh,
that at the
Mary.
very beginning, as I made up little sayings on my own for each
Mm.
card.
Yeah. Yeah. And I actually say, when you brought that up, I was like, oh, I say that a lot here on the
Yeah,
shows. I'll get the 5 of cups and I'll say, this is the crying over spilt milk card. And it's
yeah.
so much easier than to remember when you're associating something like that. And then, more people jumping in. We got Inspire Joy Tarot. They've got a question.
Mm.
Anybody that has a question or wants us to pull a card, throw it in there. We will get to that. Remember, we're doing all this in order. So hang out with us, and we'll get to your questions. But yeah, I've done that, and I guess using a combination of several different things. The numerology, the a lot of people use astrology, They
Mm.
memorize, astrology associations and are very heavy into that. I'm more heavy into the numerology. And then, there's the sayings, the story. There's a lot of ways. Laura says, um, oh, she was talking about the live class, redoing the course, that she loves Zoom calls, but she also said, Dax, tying the cards to numerology the way you have really helped out. So she got a lot of help out of that. All righty. So wow, this is one of the first lives where we got this many questions. We've gotten
That's
one or
awesome.
two before, but I mean, this is just wow, really, really good. We did want to mention um the numerology and our cards of the day real quick. It's a 6
Mhm.
energy today. Some people call that the perfect number. It's balanced. 6 is part of the subgroup of numbers 3, 6, and 9, which is creativity and communication. And so they all have that in common. They also have in common that nurturing. Now, 6 is the most nurturing, I think, followed by, well, I really can't say 9 is not that nurturing, but see, the whole thing is it's a dynamic. So you got 3, which is often the number of, like, a lot of um, comedians are 3s. It's like healing through laughter. It's nurturing us that way through performance and stuff like that. 6 is the more straightforward, family and friends, within your own circle. And then 9, that's the Mother Teresa number. So that's like the philanthropists of the world and trying to help everybody and as many people as possible, kind of thing. It's that nurturing energy. So today you're going to, take a look at home, family, relationships, your kids, your parents, your spouse, the whole dynamic there. And then to go along with that, so what I got was, and I guess I should switch to the bigger scene so you can see this here. Um, the 5 of Pentacles, a lot of you, and this has come up earlier in January, a lot of people are feeling this way, feeling like, out in the cold, right? So I pulled another card to get the full message here and got the 10 of Swords. So basically it's over. It's over. It's done with. Whatever it is that you're having that feeling with, it's over. I mean, it looks bad in this card, but actually it's a good thing. It's good. It's over and done. And the dark clouds are moving away. Look off into the distance. You see the sun coming up. It's a sunrise. It's a new day, fresh start. And so that's kind of the message coming through for today. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention, I had pulled the 7 of Pentacles actually fell out because this deck is so slippery. And and I looked at that, what falls will come, they say. And yeah, taking a look at your harvest here, reevaluating on this is one of those thinking outside the box cards, taking a step back. And it could be, because of the 6 energy, Mary, it could be literally working in your garden today at home, right?
Yeah.
Might be a
Yes.
suggestion from that card. So what did you get for the card of the day?
Well, it's really interesting. I got 2 cards, one from the Power of the Elements Oracle card decks, and it's card number 15, which is a 6. And the message is answers will come. And it's about removing energy blocks in you. And this is a card associated with the element of water. So we're talking about emotions here. Anything that we feel like we've got blocked energy around, we're talking about like needing to allow things to flow, because what happens is sometimes we can feel like we've become stagnant, or that, the obstacles are preventing us, and we may not realize it, but emotionally sometimes we try to sort of stop the natural flow within us of energy. because we're holding on too tightly to what is, or how we think things should be. This is something that people go through a lot of times when they're going through a period of big changes. It's like difficult to fully release the things that are changing, you know.
Mm.
And so it's saying like, hey, think about it. Where are we like sort of trapping energy, or burying our feelings, or masking them, or covering them up? And find a way, that really fits with you, to allow those emotions to flow through you. Sometimes they're going to wash over you like a big wave, and sometimes it's just going to be like a pleasant, you know, feeling like you're in the current. So that's one thing. And then the other card that I kind of knocked it over accidentally when I was putting my stuff all over my table. And
Love when that
it
happens.
was the Six of Wands came out. So that's another six, and
Oh,
what I thought with it, because it's like kind of a Marseille style deck that I'm using today, the Tarot de Maria Celia from Leonard Jim Narcisco, which is a beautiful deck. I got the one in the tin version, but it's at the Marseille imagery. And so I kind of thought about that. And the great thing about that with the Six of Wands, you see those, it's almost like a talisman, created by the triangles, in the center of the card. And think of it that way. This is a card of like public honors, triumphs, achievements, that kind of thing. But at a very basic level, it's a great message of like, hey, that thing in front of you, that task you have to do, that thing you feel you have to overcome, you can do it. It's surmountable. It's about surmountable obstacles, things that we can overcome and achieve. So I just like the energy of that today.
awesome. And I love how it fit in with the numerology. Oh, by the
It's
way,
so
I don't
weird.
know if it's going to happen all month, Mary, but it looks like, because you notice I didn't do the breakdown of the date and the day. That's because the day's the 6th, but the entire date reduced it to 6 too. So I just said the 6 energy. So
Wow.
I don't know if it's going to be like that, but I think it just happens that, certain months, uh, you'll get something where the day energy and the date energy are exactly the same, or one is following the other. Like it'll be a 5 date and a 6 day, and then it'll be like a 7 date and an 8 day, where they're like following each other. All kinds of fun numbers things goes on in numerology, and looking at the dates and stuff like that. For those that are curious, a lot of numerologists, they just go with the day. They just go, okay, today's the 6th, or today's the
Mm.
15th. So 1 + 5 is 6. It's a 6 energy. Um, I understand that, and I always mention that. But to me, when you add the date in, or let me say, when you add the year in with the day with the current month, and reduce that to a single digit, I think that's even more powerful. So I mentioned both. I think both are there, but I tend to lean more towards the date slightly, and
Mm.
the day energy's uh, still significant. Um, but anyway, just a little numerology stuff for everybody out there.
Talking
Yeah.
shop.
Talking shop. Yeah, we got a lot of shop going on today, which I really like. Although we
Not a
do have a
shop talk.
question. Uh so Inspire Joy Tarot wanted to know, hi, will the person on my mind come see
Hmm.
me again soon? Should I
Mm.
just be patient?
Ah,
Oh,
wow.
there's one.
I like
Okay.
that.
I'm gonna
Will
do
they
the
come see me
shuffle.
soon? Mm. Should I go first? You go first. What are we doing? Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh. I like it. I would give it about 3 days, you know? Honestly. And that's only because like it's a weird thing that happens, right? With one particular card. And that's something that I don't know. I think everybody, maybe every tarot reader finds that. But there's certain cards that like it pops up and you're like, oh yeah, that's that card that means 3 days. And for me, it's a three of wands. I don't know why, but from the beginning, it's representing that as far as the time frame. The Justice card comes up, the Star card comes up, the Three of Cups comes up. This is all good energy. And then we end with the Hermit. So, yeah, use the time in between, not just to be patient, because, like, I don't know, who wants to be patient? It's hard to just be patient. But, you know, the Hermit card suggests, it's a good time to kind of, contemplate, whether it's yourself or something, some particular idea or concept that you've been drawn to or resonated with you or something. It might be a good time, or even something connected with that particular person, to kind of contemplate, like, kind of more the inner work, the deeper aspects of things. But yeah, that's what I get. What do you get, Dax?
Oh, it's really funny because right when you were telling the timing and you said 3 is when I pulled the 3 of Pentacles.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
dead on. I'm just agreeing with Mary. I did pull cards before that, though. That was the timing card at the end. I'm not going to go through all this because Mary pretty much covered it, but I just wanted to say that this is the very first card, the Knight of Swords. I feel like the reason for the question is, this guy was rushing in, it looked like things were going to happen quickly, and now he's a little bit more like the Knight of Pentacles, which I got, but it's still slow, steady progress forward, so I think that's good. He might be just a little overburdened right now, things going on. Did you guys have a spat? I mean, we got the 5 of Wands coming up. There's a lot to this dynamic, but I agree with Mary. 3 days. There we go. So if anybody has any questions or wants us to pull more cards, go ahead and pop that in the chat here, and I'll try to take a look here, see what is going on. And Inspire Joy says, thank you for that. These cards make sense. I just got guided to do meditation to go within myself. I love that 3 came up. And the other thing is, 3 coming up, Mary, you got, was it 3 of Wands? Was it?
Yes. Yeah.
And I got the 3 of, what did I get? 3 of Pentacles? 3 of,
Yeah.
now I forget. But
You
anyway,
said Pentacles.
different cards, but it's still that 3 energy,
Yeah.
and that's what's really neat about doing these like tag team readings, that we do on the shows, because you really see tarot at work and you see the synchronicities. I mean, the chances of us getting the same information from the same, and a lot of times the same exact cards, or at least very similar cards, is 1 in 10 million, but it happens on this show all the time.
It's weird.
Oh, I wanted to we are at the bottom of the hour, so before we go any further, real quick, I wanted to say that if you do like our tag team readings, how we read, but maybe you want more time with us, we only can answer a quick question here on our lives. Go over to tagteam.tarottoday.live and you can book a session with Mary and I together for a whole hour. That's right. So if you love this reading style, and 2 heads are better than 1, 2 readers are better than 1, you're really going to love it. And then also, if you want to buy us a cup of coffee, go over to coffee.tarottoday.live. And who was it? Melody bought us coffee Saturday. And yeah, that's our tip jar. So, if you want to buy us a cup of coffee,
We love
Melody
coffee.
bought each of a coffee. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, and I'm
they're asking about deck that I'm using. What were we going to say?
Oh, I also wanted to remind people that the crystal show for the month, there's a rock
Yeah,
for that
tomorrow, right?
tomorrow. Yeah, on Blog Talk Radio, radio only, thank God, because I'm all wounded. It's
Thank
going to
God.
be free crystal readings like the whole show. We're going to talk about stones for love and relationships, and do love readings with the love oracle cards, and crystal mini readings for just general questions. So tune in,
Mm,
2
tune
p.m. Eastern.
in.
Go to psychictalk.net/upcoming. You'll get the link there. And
Yeah,
I'd
all
love
the
to hear
stuff's
from
right
you.
there. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm getting dings here and everything. Oh, and let's see, am I reading that right? It was Growing Old said, just sent you a coffee. Okay,
Aw,
thanks,
thanks.
guys. Yes,
That's cool.
send us a cup of coffee. Sammy is back in there. We haven't
Hi,
seen
Sam. Yeah.
Sammy in a little bit. Yeah, and Ernie with an I.
Mm,
That's
hi,
really
Ernie.
cool too. Yeah, yeah. So
And
we
what
got some
deck are you
questions.
using?
Well, I was
Did
just gonna say, before I pull any more or we pull any more cards, and answer some more questions, who was it? It was, I think it was Growing Old was asking, what deck that was. And she's got a similar deck. Oh, that is
Ooh,
really cool. Here, let me pop up big on the screen here because I am super excited about this. Let me tell you why I got this deck real quick. It's because, okay, I'm not some, I'm so excited. I'm sorry, because I got a new deck. I don't get a lot of new decks. I'm not like Mary Brown, where she's got this collection of 5,438 different decks, I wish I was. I wish I had the money where I could afford to go out and buy 5,438
well,
decks.
so do
But
I. I don't have 5,000.
it's pretty damn close, folks. Don't listen to her. No, really. I'm the kind of person that, like, I started off with Wade Smith, and that's all I used for decade. Then along comes Ciro Marchetti, and I think it was Legacy of the Divine. That's this deck here, an example. Um, fell in love with that. That's all I used for 10 years. And then more recently, of course, the Grand Lux. We love the Grand Lux. It's a larger cards. I love it. I love the imagery is better. I think, I mean, there's all of Chiro's stuff's great, but I think he's come a long way. Let me just say, in 12, 15 years of doing this, and so, hey, this has been my only deck since I got it. But what I notice is a lot of times when we're doing these shows and Mary and I are showing our cards off, and I'll go, okay, XYZ card I'm showing you, and I'll but I catch myself constantly saying, so in the Wade Smith version of the card, the image is like this,
Yeah.
and I keep translating into Rider-Waite Smith, which is fine. I mean, I can use a deck like this or like this, and with a client in person. I mostly use these for in person, and translate in my head. And they don't know that's going on. They don't know I'm translating the image into Wade Smith in my head, but I am. And that goes back to our original conversation about learning the meanings,
Yeah.
and absorbing that, and it's just so happens that was the deck. Whatever deck you start out with, really, it's going to get stuck in your brain. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start using Wade Smith again on the shows. The standard universal, from US Games that I use. I have like 3 or 4 of those. I also have the big one, the big giant ones. I was tempted to pull
Oh,
that
me
out,
too.
Mary.
I love
Yeah,
that one.
it's great for teaching. It's great for especially if you're in a
Yeah.
classroom. But I figured, let me just start using that again. That way it's a teaching moment, when I show cards and stuff. And I don't have to explain what the image is in my head versus what's on the card that I'm showing. But I didn't want just, I didn't want
You
to
want
go back
something
to,
different.
I wanted something nicer looking. So I started looking around, and I found a lot of great stuff on Etsy and everything, tons of stuff, but it was on Amazon that I accidentally, and I don't even know how I found it, found this gold foil Waitsmith deck. And it's very fascinating. This is the box that it came in, gold foil tarot. And there's the Fool on the front there. And there's an image on the back. It's gorgeous. And I was actually quite impressed because, oh my God, it's like, what's the cheapest thing I can get that I can just use on air, right, Mary? But,
Yeah.
and I got all kinds of discounts. There was a coupon to click, and I also had some gift certificate money on Amazon. And so I got it for like, I don't know, $17, whatever. And
Awesome.
then inside the box. Yeah. But I was shocked at the quality. This is a really good with magnetic closure box. It's like granite top, gray kind of sparkle, not sparkles, but you know what I mean? The dot,
Yeah.
the white, whatever. And then inside it says, let's share the world of tarot happily. You know that this is from China.
Happily.
And it is. It is, by the way. I looked it up. I don't think that's even how you spell that, or if that's even a word, or is that correct?
What?
No one.
Happily?
Happily.
Yeah, that's the word.
But my point is that at least in America, English speakers, we don't use that term very much. You don't see people go, oh,
No.
let's do that happily. It doesn't really come up in conversation, So I was like, let me look where this was. It's from China. It's from China, but I love this box. And you open it up, and what you get is, of course, 78 cards. To make it even, they have to always print 80. So you always get a couple extra cards. It's gold foil. Let's share the world of tarot. I like that even better, but look, he's like sharing the birds there. I mean, this could actually be a card.
Sweet.
You could sign something.
It's a nice title card.
And then we got another title card here, which is really neat, and it's talking about symbology and stuff like that. Then there's the little white book you get, right? Only it's not. Mm-hmm. It's the slightly larger color little book, which I thought was surprising. Amazing. Isn't that surprising? Yeah. I was expecting a little about this tall, little white book, right? Full color, folks. I mean, yes, it's white paper, but look at the cards. They're all in color. Wow. And by the way, the descriptions are fairly decent. I'm not too sure about the major arcana. Some of those are the more archaic, but some of them are not too bad. I like it. And then there's this whole in fine print. Get out your reading glasses, because it's fine print. And it's introduction by Stuart R. Kaplan from U.S. Games.
Wow.
And it's this entire history.
Knows about this book.
I don't think they do, because this was taken from the Universal Weight Pocket Tarot deck. They literally just copied this and pasted it in.
They flat out took it and said who wrote it on top of it. Well, at least they gave credit to Stuart.
They gave credit. Yeah. But let me tell you about this real quick, and then we'll get back to the chat room. I was very pleasantly surprised, the quality and everything like that. I love the backs. Look at that. It's gold foil. It is prismatic, holographic. I mean, it is just whoa. Also, they're fully reversible. A lot of tarot readers want it to be reversible, and the images, they are the standard Waitsmith images, but they are so, I showed them some of these earlier. They are so enhanced. And by the way, it's not like a lot of these decks coming out nowadays with gold foil. It's not the same pattern every single time. In fact, every single card has a different prismatic pattern in the background here. Yes, every single one is different. Every single one. Notice that it's borderless. Love that.
Oh,
Borderless.
geez.
And then let
Wow.
me just do a size comparison for you. So going back to the Legacy of the Divine, okay. This is a mass produced version, and was that Llewellyn did that one?
I
I'm not
can't
sure.
remember. It was either Llewellyn or US Games.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
but
which.
this is the more standard size, right? And so here you go. You can see if I can get that where you can see them side by side. So basically,
It's
it's
just slightly
a
bigger.
just slightly taller. It's the same width. Now, however, if you go to the deck that I've been using for many months now, the Grand Lux, which I do love the size, I love the big borders. It's just gorgeous, you know. But let's take a look at the size difference here.
Yeah,
So
the Grand
the
Lux is
Grand Lux,
big.
big, much taller, much wider. So that's another reason why I was glad to get this deck, because for those of you that have been watching us for a long time, I'm struggling on camera here to hold this in my hand, cut the deck in half, and shuffle, and even the overhand type shuffle that a lot of us do, I have short fingers, and it is just,
Hmm.
and if you're a smaller person, oh my God, or have smaller hands like me, holy cow, it's hard to do it. It's kind of a strain. Now, the neat thing with the PVC is, well, first of all, it's waterproof. And I
Hmm.
think these are going to hold up a lot better than a lot of the cardstock decks. But look at this, how I can just palm this thing. You can just grab it.
Wow.
It retains its shape. You don't have to worry about bending cards, because look, you can bend that card and it is going to
Jeez.
pop back to the way it was. You can't do that with a regular deck. And the other thing is, as you're palming like this, it is so easy and so quick to shuffle these
Wow.
cards. And if you're doing them overhand, it is just, you have to worry about them flying is the main thing, but it is so fast, so fast. That's the only negative I'm going to give this deck, is how slippery it is. But I feel like I'll be able to get used to that. Some people that have 150 card stock decks are not going to want to get used to this, but I just absolutely love it. The only other negative I'm going to give to it is that it's plastic. So it has this PVC odor when you
Hmm.
open it up. And so for the last 24 hours since I've had this deck, wow, it's starting to fade. So I would say, if you have a back patio and you can lay them out and let them air out, or even in a big room, that I'm in a tiny room right here in this office, yeah, let them air out. Alternatively, you could sage them, do some
Hmm.
saging, incense, just waving them through the incense. But I think over time, just leaving them out, that odor is going to dissipate. Heck, cardstock decks have a fragrance.
Yeah.
Let's just,
They have that new
depending
deck
on
smell.
that new deck smell, which I actually like that, but anyway,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to mention. Love the borderless. Oh, if you're a chaos method
Yeah.
shuffler, if you do reversals and you're the kind of person that lays out their spread cloth, lays the deck down and pushes the cards out and then pulls it together, no deck has ever done it as fast as this deck does. It is fantastic for doing the chaos method. I think
And for
that's about,
fanning them out too, probably.
yeah. So there you go. And I did want to mention that I made a URL. So if you want to grab a copy of this deck, and by the way, I went on and checked Amazon today. Wouldn't you know it? I bought it on Saturday, got it on Sunday, and this morning they dropped it another 20%. It was
Always
already,
happens.
oh my God, it was already like 42% off. It's now 62% off. It's like $18.
Wow.
Holy cow. and in my area, next day delivery, so thetarotguild.com/gold foil will take you right over to that. And hey, if you want to grab the Grand Lux while you're there, I highly suggest that as well. thetarotguild.com/lux, LUXE. So there's the URLs where you can grab those. And I also put it in the chat earlier. Let me see if I can pop that in there again. There you go. There's the link. Go and grab a copy, folks. Okay, so back to the chat here. Let's see what's been going on. There's probably like 1,000 messages now, and I'm totally going to be lost here. So folks, bear with me if you just made comments. I did not see them because I was doing all that mini review, and I got to go back and Vita also said, I think the actual year with day and month is more powerful as well. Thanks for agreeing with me. Somebody agree. Let's see, we did inspire. Oh, Laura, can you pull cards on my house, please? We have a plumbing issue, and I'm hoping it isn't going to be too costly. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that. All righty. Oh, got the wish come true card right off the bat. So, without pulling any more cards, it's looking nice for you, but I am going to pull more cards just to see. And did you have a timing thing in that, Laura? I'm trying to see if she had a timing thing she wanted on that. I'm getting 9 days.
It was an expense. Like, is it going to be?
Yeah, but I am getting 9 days on this. The star card shows up. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. You got the the King of Wands, who's taking care of things. I really feel like that's the plumber guy. The main focus card in the center, Six of Pentacles. So that's a windfall potentially, where it'll be surprisingly not that expensive. However, I got to tell you, my initial gut instinct is, how he's got the scale and he's having to measure out, the alms that he's giving to the poor there. I think you're going to have to budget a little bit. I don't think it's going to be terrible, not with these cards, but yeah. And like I said, 9 days, I got that, the Nine of Wands is the timing card, 9 days. Yeah. Look at the, been through the ringer. Look at that. It's got the bandage on and everything like that. Yeah. I just get the feeling from that, it's a little bit of a headache. It's going to take a little while. It may take 9 days to clear up. What are you getting, Mary?
I feel like, the central focus card that I got was Temperance, and the outcome was the Three of Pentacles. So I still like that saying that, no, it's not going to be crazy expensive. Maybe moderately priced for, what's being done, for the work. And the Three of Pentacles also, I feel like, the plumber you got isn't going to try and rip you off. They're trying to work with you. So I feel like this is going to be okay. And I've got the Four of Wands that comes up again. It gives a sense of balance and order being restored and everything. But yeah, I don't think the pricing's going to be too bad. But yeah, with the Temperance card, that kind of puts it in the moderate range, I feel.
Well,
they didn't get the cheapest guy, and they didn't get the most expensive plumber either.
Right.
So that's good.
So Vita said she had a question up, and I'm scrolling up trying to find this question. Oh, I think this is it, because she says, I've been doing past love readings. Mm-hmm. What is a past love reading? I'm not sure.
Like loves from a past life?
Well, let me see. I've been doing past love readings or readings on humans that have died. Okay. Yeah. Don't know what the love aspect of that is, but maybe, well, hey, it's February. Everything's love this month. Yay. We're going to do some love stuff later on. I haven't researched I haven't researched anything about it, but I really love these types of readings. Do you do readings like that, Mary, Sharona, Dax? And can you do a
Anyone?
workshop?
Oh, I'll tell you what we could do as a workshop on past life readings, because I know that like Corby does that. I do past lives. I'm not sure who else, but we probably have other people. As far as like readings on people who have died, like that gets into mediumship. I've done some of those,
Mhm.
and
We
I don't
actually did a
consider
workshop similar.
on yeah,
We
on
in the way past, yeah,
yeah,
past life reading.
I did a workshop on past life readings that got, lost when the old server died and crashed and burned.
We
Um,
need a new one,
but
Mary. We need a new one.
yeah, I have a technique that I do tarot cards with for past life readings, and I think that's what Vita's talking about doing. But there are people that do it in different ways, and there are oracle decks specifically designed for past life readings too, and I collect those because
Mm,
I'm into it. They're cool.
you're into
It's a
that.
it's an interesting exploration. But
That's a
yeah,
great
that's
niche.
a yeah,
No, it's a
that's a
great
great idea.
workshop idea, but I was also thinking that's a great niche for a professional reader.
Yeah. And I think Corby, I I might be saying the wrong person, but I feel like Corby sits in that niche a bit because I feel like she does, like that's one of her what she considers one of her specialties too. So
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I wasn't
let me check
sure.
in with her, see if she wants to do it. If not, I can share my techniques or whatever. Really just
But
kind
why
of
not both of
if it,
you?
yeah, we'll figure
Both
it
share
out,
the
Vita. Thanks for
techniques.
the suggestion. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Let's see what other questions there are. Oh, Ernie wants to know, will I ever get my dream? Will I ever get into my dream college and succeed in my exam? Dun, dun, dun. And I think you're up.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. So is it going to get into the dream college and
Yeah.
succeed in the exam
Mm. I'm having
to
Mary.
get into there? Hmm?
I'm having way too much fun shuffling these cards. I just love these cards.
I can tell. um, well, looking at this, are you going to get into it? Wow, the outcome that I get on this is the 10 of Cups. That's a card of emotional fulfillment, happiness, that kind of thing. Um, and I do feel like the Three of Pentacles comes up here too. Both of those are really good signs. And also the Ace of Swords. So there's two other cards though here that I think are like what we need to look at. The Ten of Wands comes up, and like all the other cards are pointing to like, yes, you're going to get in, yes, you're going to succeed. The Ten of Wands is saying like, hey, it might not be uh, the easiest thing in the world you're going to do either. I don't know what
Mm.
you're studying or what field you're going into, but the 10 of Wands to me is saying like, okay, that's a lot. It's going to be a big like workload. Um, and also attention to detail, like something like being very detail oriented is really going to help with passing that exam. Um, and then the other card that comes up is the Seven of Swords. And in the spread that I did or whatever, it's in this position of being the thing that's like being, pushed down, that we're moving away from. And really, it's also the subconscious. So
Mhm.
no say I want to tell the the listener, no negative self-talk. You stop that. You stop telling yourself it's you're not going to make it. You stop telling yourself that you can't do it. Because it's just it's deceptive and it's not the truth. Everything else is saying like, yeah, you're going to be able to do this. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Awesome sauce. Oh, before I forget, I flashed it earlier, but hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell notification. I'm probably going to do a more in-depth walkthrough of the new deck and do a video on that. So you want to
Awesome.
catch that when it comes out. So subscribe to the channel and give us a like on this one if you can. I got, oh my God, Mary, I got 5 out of 5 yes. You're definitely,
Awesome.
this is definitely going to happen. Now there might be a slight delay. We've got the hanged man. You may actually, he's upside down. He's looking at the world upside down from the rest of us. It's one of those thinking outside the box cards. And, I think you might have to reevaluate a little bit. I think you might end up changing, maybe not maybe not colleges, but maybe majors. I don't know. Cause I feel like you're going to end up not being too happy. And then you're going to have this other option show up there. But then we end up with the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. I mean,
Oh, wow.
I think it looks great. I think it looks great. There might just be a slight delay. Let's go
Yeah,
back
isn't
here
that
and
weird? Because
yeah,
it's
go ahead.
like we kind of got the same thing. I ended with the 10 of Cups. You end with the 10 of Pentacles. It's definitely going to happen. But there's something that, kind of is difficult before it does. So don't let that discourage you when things get a little bit like rough and you start to question if things are going to come through for you or not. Because I think they will, but definitely something makes it a bit of a struggle at first.
So we're looking in the chat here. I know we're like past the top of the hour already.
Oh,
We're having way too much fun, Mary.
well, yeah.
But Vita says, I'm waiting on a tarot deck in the mail right now. Tarot of the
Ooh,
Everlasting Day. Tarot of the Everlasting Day. I'm super excited. Created with AI. Oh my God. I've been thinking about that for a long time. Like, what would it be like to create decks with artificial intelligence? It's like it's all the rage now, and you got half the people think it's the greatest thing since the coming of Jesus, and then the other half of the world, the artists and everybody's like, this is the bane of existence, AI. I've been wondering what's going to come out. I know, I think I'm trying to explain this, like bringing both together, I think is the ultimate. Because I remember Chiro was talking about this, and I think he kind of gave up on it, but he was looking into AI, and it's not that it's AI and creating images, stealing it from everywhere else, and it's like uh, what actual artists would do is they would use the AI, and then they would go in and use their own techniques to enhance
make it
the image
theirs
and alter the image and make it theirs. Yes. And so using the AI more for like the
as a
initial
tool.
foundation and idea, the tool. Yeah. So, hey, Vita, you got to do a video review when you get that deck. Do a walkthrough,
Yes, we want to
and
see it.
we want to see it. Put it on your YouTube channel, and we'll promote it out for you because you're one of our members. So we'll promote that out. Let me see. Have you ever, Loris, have you ever thought about doing a quarterly or monthly virtual meeting, meet and greet with the Tarot Guild? I mean, we do this.
We did that.
Well, no, what I was thinking, Mary, is like we do that every Monday and Saturday. That's what these shows are. I mean, how more virtual can you get? I mean, yes, we could do one where everybody can get on Zoom. I think that's more what Laura's talking about.
Yeah, and we
I
did
don't
that
know.
for a while. We did the sort of staff ones, but it's like what, a couple people, 1 or 2 people would show up, it was like
Yeah.
it got kind of weird
we
where it's like with that in the workshops, we were like always talking.
right. What it was, they were live Q&As, just like the workshops, only everybody was invited. And like you said, we got, 2-3 people besides staff members.
Yeah.
So we'll have to give that one a thought. I'm just going to see if there's any comments here. So Samia had a question after Ernie. We're gonna have to get out of here though, folks, because we're only supposed to be on here for an hour. But I did not see a question. I don't know, maybe I missed it, Samia. Oh, it's basically the same question though. She's asking the same question about the same person, the genre, and do they plan to reach out to me? Why don't you reach out to them? Instead of us pulling tarot cards every other live for you on that. I just don't understand. Maybe I'm missing something here.
Well,
but,
look, because
but I'll pull cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say how can we understand the true nature of these interpersonal relationships sometimes? But I get the Chariot card comes out. I think they are going to reach out to you. The Two of Pentacles also fell out with it. So, the problem, and I think the reason Sammy does ask this question so much is that Two of Pentacles, there's so much fluctuation. So, them reaching out is one thing, but, they have to work on consistency so they don't leave you wondering if you're going to hear from them or not. And then also, examine like what it does to you when things fluctuate and there's this hot and cold or kind of difference, and it seems great and then it doesn't seem great. What is that doing to you? Like, what kind of emotional roller coaster may or may not be happening with that? And is that what you want? Do you want someone that makes you feel that way? Where are you getting Dex?
Well, Samia says that we got back together and then we broke up again. I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
So this is it. I mean, this is what I'm getting is this, the Ten of Swords, and then a whole bunch. I swear to God, almost every 5 card in the deck. It is just, I've never had this happen before. But the sun is coming up in the background there. There's opportunities to move forward and everything. I think this is like really and then you bring in the 5 of Cups, crying over spilt milk card, and then the Hierophant, another 5 card, right? And 5 of Wands. It's the minor arcana cards that are 5 that are more about change. It's talking a lot about, 555, it's like saying change, and this is transition change. One thing ends and another one, one door closes, another one opens, that kind of thing. Not saying that it won't eventually work out, but the cards are not showing really good energy juju right now. It's saying, something is over and done and you need to change and move on. And Beverly did make it in. I want to say hi to Beverly. And
hi, Beverly.
We got to get out of here. Okay. I'll tell you. Okay. Apparently we are devil magic now.
We are.
What we got one of those, crazy wackos in the chat.
Yeah. Oh well. Peace be with you.
Yeah, peace be with you. I love when the Christians are all
it's hard to say,
the most unchristian like people.
Well, Christianity has never been a monolith, there's always been several different versions, and each person adherent to each version saying their way is the only way. But it happens a lot, it's like, I don't know. If you see the
Mhm.
devil in places that the devil isn't, then the devil's already won.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thanks everybody. I want to remind you to, hit that subscribe, click the bell icon, and like us, like us. That's right. And of course, we'll be back on Saturday.
Yes.
And but your show is
Thanks for
tomorrow, so
tuning in.
you get more
Yes.
Mary. You get more
Oh
Mary, so you can
boy.
actually call in tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about crystals and love, crystals for love, doing crystal mini readings
Yeah.
and love oracle readings and stuff. So come with all your love. It's a month of love.
Right. And so you got lots of opportunities this week. Remember, our Sunday shows on Blog Talk on the Psychic Talk Radio Network are fully all back. So there's one every Sunday. It alternates between Magic Universe, Sorona's show, and Maria's show, The Angelic View, every other week. And so Maria just came back, had a fantastic show. She was on for an hour and a half by herself, answering calls. Whoo. Okay. And then you've got multiple opportunities this week, because you've got me and Mary today you had, and then tomorrow Mary's doing her show, and then Saturday Mary and I'll be back, and we'll also be on the radio. So write that number down, 714-816-4628, and call in on Saturday. So thanks everybody for being here. Rest up and
Bye,
recuperate,
everybody.
Mary.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, that was fun.
It was, it was weird. Like,